Welcome to 2026. Oh my goodness. So unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you're well aware that the US recently went into Venezuela and took the president and his wife and is now in US custody. Now, the reason, you have to understand, the pretext for doing this is because of mud drugs, okay? That's the reason. He's a bad guy and we're the good guys and he's doing bad stuff with drugs. The problem with that pretext is that not too long ago, Trump literally pardoned someone for doing the same exact thing. Someone who was convicted of drug trafficking. He pardoned them, and then when asked about it at a conference, he goes and says, well, the person was unfairly prosecuted. That's what happened.
You said that Maduro is responsible for drug trafficking. You recently pardoned the former president of Honduras who was convicted of many drug trafficking. Can you explain how these two situations are different?
And
would you ever pardon Maduro?
I endorsed, as you know, the winning president, the man who won in Honduras. I endorsed the man who won in Chile. I endorsed the man who won in Argentina, and we are doing very well with that whole group. What the man that I pardoned was, if you could equate it to us, he was treated like the Biden administration treated a man named Trump. That didn't work out too well for them.
What? Now, I will say, with everything that's happening with AI, this is the worst time possibly in all of human history to do anything involving your face being out in the public, okay? Because I have seen Maduro. I've seen this man dancing. I've seen this man being a DJ. I've seen this man pop locking. Bro, the memes are insane, all right? I will say the memes are insane. What is going on with the fit? This man has had multiple fits. They put him in a Nike Tech. Then they put him in some American jacket. This man has multiple fits. And then recently we saw him with a brown jacket. Bro, the fits are insane. Absolutely insane. But the memes, man, it's rough out there. It is rough out there because there are some boomers out there that are saying, I didn't know Maduro could dance like that. I didn't know Maduro was a DJ. I didn't know Maduro, smoked. I honestly just feel bad for the older generation who is probably just victims of just fake news. All right. When I mean fake news, I mean some serious fake news. God help them. But that being said, I think it's very interesting when it comes to the official narrative, because when asked about oil, it's honestly straight out of the Dave Chappelle skit.
Huh? Oil? Who said something about oil, bitch? You cooking?
Because they keep on going back to, hey, this is a benefit to the country. This is a benefit to the country. What is wrong with you guys? This is a benefit to the U.S.
This is a good thing. This is not interventionism. This is making America safer. We're going to be more prosperous because of the business deals. There are going to be Americans alive today because he shut down a narco-terrorist state called Venezuela. This is a good thing, not a bad thing.
Why are you gay?
And one thing that I've noticed that I think many other people are now, I guess, coming to is that they tend to conflate, all right, the American people, we tend to conflate benefit to the country with American citizens. Those two are not the same thing. Those two are not the same thing at all. When they say a benefit to the country, they mean the people who run the country. That's who it's a benefit to, okay? When they say American citizens, they mean the people who run the country.
He's out of line, but he's right.
I have lived on this planet for quite some time, and never, as long as I've lived in the U.S., have I seen anyone in a position of authority in the United States government, any type of power, do anything, and I mean anything, all right, that is a benefit to the United States citizen. I have yet to see it, okay? Have yet to see it.
Damn.
They will enrich themselves. They will make laws and regulations that benefit their businesses, their friends, their power. In the meantime, between time, what do we get? Hey, you're lazy. If you have two jobs, get a third job. If you don't like how much you're making, get a raise. That's how they treat the American citizens. And this is nothing new. This is nothing new. Now, I just want to take this time to speak to Black America, because I'm sure we're all watching very, very closely. And having said that, and having seen what you're seeing, I want you to understand these are the people that you're dealing with, okay? The same president who was talking about regime changes are bad, all right?
Our current strategy of nation building and regime change is a proven absolute failure.
We will break the cycle of regime change.
We must abandon the failed policy of nation building and regime change that Hillary Clinton pushed in Iraq, in Libya, in Egypt, and in Syria.
The same people who you had Tulsi Gabbard talking about, oh, this would be horrible if we invaded Venezuela. All these people, they don't care. They're going out of their way saying, yeah, we have the power. We make the rules. You all know the golden rule. The golden rule is not do unto others how you would want people to treat you, right? That is not the golden rule. The golden rule is straight out of Aladdin, fam.
Whoever has the gold makes the rules.
That's how these people view themselves. You have to understand this. So I say that to say this. We have a lot of, wants. We have a lot of asks. We have a lot of desires from this country. That's what we want. We have, reparations. We want to look into education, healthcare, Black women, a litany of things, housing, employment, a litany of things. And one thing you need to understand is who you're dealing with. All right. These people will say yes on Monday and then say no on Tuesday. All right. And then gaslight you on Wednesday, talking about I never spoke to you. This is who you're dealing with. So until you understand the enemy, the lineage of evil, because that's what they are, bro. That's what they are. They don't give a damn. They don't care about your sovereignty, my sovereignty, the Constitution. All of this is a big joke. As George Carlin said, hey, this is a big club and you ain't in it. All right. And that's unfortunate that in the United States of America, you being a United States citizen aren't in the club. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't compute. I'm not here to talk about Venezuela, whether you think that was right, wrong, it doesn't matter. What you need to understand is that they believe that their actions are right. They believe as long as they have the gun and you have the money, that is their money. All right. They believe that as long as they got the missiles and they got, the power, that might is right. So you need to hold these people accountable. If you want anything done, if we want reparation, if you want any of that, you need to understand where their headspace is. And you need to communicate with them as such. That's what I would argue. But if you do not want to communicate with them, because I know there are people like, hey, we're going to sit on the couch, I don't care about this, then we have got to do for self. That's really our only option at this point. That's our only option. Because if you think these demons are going to go, you know what? We did do y'all wrong when it came to reparations. You know what? We have been wrongfully incarcerating y'all. You know what? We have been making you guys the boogeyman of the country and all the problems are, stemming from y'all. You know what? We're going to make amends for that. If you think that's going to happen when you have these demons celebrating, doing whatever they want to do because they got money and because they got power, because they got weapons, you're in for a rude awakening. That's not going to happen. So I would suggest that we as a people, we have got to do what we need to do for us because they do not care. These people have no scruples. They have no morals. They have no principles. All right. There is nothing you can hold them accountable to. Not even the scripture that they so desperately love. OK, allegedly, they will use that scripture the same way that a pimp uses a prostitute. Damn! They use it for their own means. That's what they do. They don't care what the scripture says. They don't even believe in it. All right. You need to understand this. These are the demons that you're dealing with. So when I see Venezuela and when I see the reactions from people, because you had Marco Rubio talking about, we don't even need the oil. What are you talking about? We don't need oil. We have plenty of oil.
States need to take over the Venezuelan oil industry.
Well, we don't need to. First of all, let me go back up. We don't need Venezuela's oil. We have plenty of oil in the United States. What we're not going to allow is for the oil industry in Venezuela to be controlled by adversaries of the United States.
Huh? Oil? Who said something about oil, bitch? You cooking?
Just straight lying out of his teeth, bruh. Lying. That's all they do. Kill, steal, and destroy. So I say this moving to 2026, we got to make some changes. That's why I say we've got to make some changes, because these people are wicked. They have no North Star and they do not care. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think, whether or not you believe Lucas. No, this is called freedom. All right, this is called freedom. That's what this is called. Or if you believe, no, Lucas, this is called you have something that I want, I'm going to take it. And if you don't have the power to fight back and defend what you have that I want, then you'll lose. That's how that works. That is the mindset that these people have had since forever. And anyone who doesn't have that mindset, there's something wrong with you. If you just want to live in peace with your family, you're the problem. That's what you have to understand. Whoo, lordy, lordy, lordy. Anyways, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Thursday through Saturday, disagreement day. Number on screen, you call in, we duke it out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think about this and subscribe. And that fun stuff. Till next time, guys. Woo, hopefully there is a next time. Be amazing.
Hola amigos, yo soy su nuevo presidente, el señor Donaldo J. Trumpo. Your ex-presidente, el señor Maduro, is no longer your presidente. He kept talking shit, and fucking around, though, and he ultimately found out, though. Anyway, we're going to make Venezuela grande again. Mucho grande.